Good morning, everybody. It's Jillian with Jilly Juice. So, been reading Facebook, watching the news, watching all of everything. YouTube, I mean, you name it. I'm watching it because how I figure stuff out is I immerse myself into it 100%, and I get to know it so well that I can't help but not have some kind of answer for it. But it doesn't mean it's going to be an answer for everybody. It just means that this is the best suggestion I can give all of you that are going to be undergoing some type of situation when it comes to this damn coronavirus. Hey, Kate. And so that's why I put out there a recipe for people that I would say you have an animal or a person that is like shaking or going through some kind of convulsions, whatever it is. Yes. And then say, yes, you should call a professional if you don't know what you're doing. Okay, you should. But there's going to come a point where we're going to have this kind of scenario in America or in Portugal or wherever it is that you guys live that's going on, that happened in China, and that is happening right now in Italy. Italy is a very advanced country. They're not some third world status to where everyone is so malnourished that they were going to be run roughshod by this virus. No, they're just like the West. They are the West. Okay? And China is not, half of China is like third world, the other half is like super, or the other percentage is like really advanced. And so it's hard for us to relate to China because they have such a disparity as far as the rich and the poor and the advanced and the not advanced and North versus the South and all that. So right now, Italy is going to be the barometer that we're going to have to set everything. And that's going to be the baseline that we're going to have to base everything that we're going to be experiencing in the future, either now or in the future. And it's just starting in America. It hasn't even reached its peak yet. Oh no. Yeah, we're seeing little outbreaks here and there, like in Seattle and different parts, but it hasn't reached the level to where it's going on in Italy. And so that's why I created a recipe for people. I would say, like, for animal, here's the thing. My animal has been on the J Juice, very, very, very healthy. She's been upgrading to this environment. I've been watching her, I would say, adapt, and it hasn't been easy. Okay. But she's adapting, and it's definitely 100% better than it was. It's been quite interesting. So she's adapting. She's doing great. And I kind of feel for those that have animals that are not on the J Juice being exposed to this coronavirus, and they're going to have the hardest time to adapt to the environment. Now, the thing with the J Juice that it plays the triage. It's a triage type of protocol. So when you're doing it just without reacting to something out there, the body is going to take care of what it deems the most aggressive, the most severe, the one that needs to be dealt with first. And so that's why you see the waterfalls. That's why you see headaches when you're on the protocol. That's why you see all these different types of upgrading symptoms, because the body is going to figure out what it needs to fix first. And then it goes from there. Healing happens in stages. So if this coronavirus comes and attacks a person's lungs, kidneys, heart, whatever, and let's say you're under quarantine, let's say that there is no ambulance, like 911 is jam-packed with everybody calling at the same time, or they don't want to see you because the hospitals are overrun. What are you going to do for your friends and family? Okay, so let me give you this scenario so you can kind of relate to it, because I know right now most of you can't even relate to this scenario because it's just too foreign for you. But I'm going to read this to you because this has to hit home. So this is reposted. This is from a friend in Italy, from an intensive/AE consultant who is currently in northern Italy. 1, I feel the pressure to give you a quick personal update about what is happening in Italy. and also give some quick direct advice about what you should do. 2. First, Lombardy is the most developed region in Italy, and it has an extraordinary good health care. I have worked in Italy, UK, and Australia, and don't make the mistake to think that what is happening in a third world country. Okay, so Italy is not a third world country, guys. 3. The current situation is difficult to imagine, and numbers do not explain things at all. Our hospitals are overwhelmed by COVID-19, and they are running at 200% capacity. Get that through your head, 200% capacity. 4. We've stopped all routines. All ORs have been converted to ITUs, which is like intensive treatment units. And they are now diverting or not treating all other emergencies like trauma or strokes. So if you get a stroke because you've been exposed to the COVID-19, see you later, bye. That's kind of how they're dealing with this. They're doing a triage, a death panel, whatever you want to call it. They are figuring out what is the most important scenario. Okay? So they are now diverting or not treating all other emergencies like trauma or strokes. There are hundreds of patients with severe respiratory failure, and many of them do not have access to anything above a reservoir mask. Wow. 5. Patients above 65 or younger with comorbidities are not even assessed by an ITU. I'm not saying not tubed. I'm saying not assessed, and no ITU staff attends when they arrest. So they could have a cardiac arrest or something, I guess. That's what it means. Staff are working as much as they can, but they're starting to get sick and are emotionally overwhelmed. You've seen the videos in China. The Chinese doctors are crying uncontrollably because they are so overwhelmed by how many patients are dying around them. Okay? Number 6. My friends call me in tears because they see people dying in front of them and they can only offer some oxygen. Ortho and pathologists are being given a leaflet and sent to patients on an IV. Okay. Please stop and read again and think. Number 7. We have seen the same pattern in different areas a week apart, and there is no reason that in a few weeks it won't be the same everywhere. This is a pattern. People who think that, it only happens in China. It only happens in Europe. It's not going to happen here. You are freaking deluded. You got to understand how serious this shit is. I even tell people, we are not, when people say, oh yeah, that's not going to affect me, whatever it is, because they're so far removed, they don't think that, hey, we're just alike. That's why the whole J Juice can work for everybody. But oh no, people say, oh no, I'm too special. The J Juice is not going to work for me. I'm too special. I have too many freaking diseases that it's not going to work for me. Yeah, you're not very special. It could work for you, and that disease can kick your ass. Oh, but no, the disease won't kill me, and the Jilly Juice won't work for me. What the hell? These are the people that I deal with. My trolls. So, number 8. A few positive cases. First, mild measures. People are told to avoid emergency department, but still hang out in groups. Everyone says not to panic. Oh, you should panic. All right. Some moderate. Here's the thing, Jennifer. Whatever, non-invasive. Oh, thank you. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. NIV, non-invasive ventilation. Okay, thank you. I was really about to go like, Jennifer, but no, I see what you're saying. You're trying to correct me on that, which is good. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, so and thank you, Mel. It is the bad truth. It sucks, but it is a bad truth. Yes. So some moderate respiratory. Okay, here we go. Number 8. A few positive cases. First, mild measures. People are told to avoid the ED, but still hang out in groups. Everyone says not to panic. Then number 2 under number 8. Some moderate respiratory failures and few severe ones that need tubes, but regular access to ED to significantly reduce everything, so everything looks great. And then tons of patients with moderate respiratory failure that over time deteriorate to saturate ICUs first, then NIVs, then CPAP hoods, then even O2. 4, staff get sick, so it gets difficult to cover their shifts. Mortality spikes also from other cases, from all other cases that can't be treated properly. Okay. Number 10, everything about to treat them is online, but the only things that will make a difference are do not be afraid of massively strict measures to keep people safe. Okay, so you're saying everything about to treat them is online, but the only thing that'll make a difference are do not be afraid of massively strict measures to keep people safe. If the government won't do this, at least to keep your family safe, your loved ones with history of cancer or diabetes or transplants will not be tubed if they need it, even if they are young. By safe mean you do not attend to them, and you decide who does, and you teach them how to. So I guess if you have somebody in your life that is in this situation where they have to be tubed or transplant or something like that, then I guess you have to be the one to do it. Okay. I see, Jennifer. Jennifer goes, because people with comorbidities are least likely to survive, hence why they're not treating them first, since likely will not survive. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. So if government won't do this, keep your family safe. Your loved ones with history of cancer, diabetes, or any transplant will not be tubed if they need it, even if they are young. By safe means you do not attend them and you decide who does, and you teach them how to. Interesting. Another typical attitude is read and listen to people saying things like this. Think that's bad, dude, and then go out and find dinner because they think you'll be safe. Okay. So another typical attitude is read and listen to people saying things like this and think that that's bad, dude, and then go out for dinner because they think you'll be safe, right? So those that are not taking it seriously, that will just do whatever. I have people on my Facebook that are flying off to freaking Hawaii, okay? I'm just like, are you kidding me? But whatever. We have seen it. You won't be if you don't take it seriously. I really hope it won't be as bad as here, but prepare. You can hope, I mean, look, if it hit them that hard to where they're 200% capacity, and that is Italy. Italy is, I mean, you have the Vatican, you have, like, this is where modern medicine was developed. Okay, if they're that bad, if Europe is that bad, and I look at Italy as Europe, then you know it's going to hit the UK, you know it's going to hit Australia, you know it's going to hit the US, you know it's going to hit every single Western world society that have people with comorbidities, people with cancer, disease, and chronic illness. Okay? It is going to be bad. And we are right behind them, Jennifer. And so here's my best solution. Though, I mean, let me tell you, if you're all on the J Juice, which I'm glad that most of you that are watching me are on the J Juice, okay? And you have people around you, and they're having trouble breathing, and they say there's no ambulance. Who the hell knows what's going to happen? I have no idea. People say that they have friends that are dead in their bed because they can't move them because there's no one to take away the body. No one wants to be around a body that died from a COVID, okay? So it's like I have made the J Juice and have added maple syrup, so you get the electrolytes, okay? And so if you mix like J Juice and maple syrup, maybe a little bit of water, but I don't even think you need water. I don't want you to dilute it. But maple syrup and J Juice, and you mix that together, and or somebody, well, yeah, or you can do just a J Juice and give it to somebody who has an issue. They're going to have to get that stuff out. I mean, if they have trouble breathing, the salt, you should probably just give the J Juice with the salt. But if someone is like shaking uncontrollably, it's probably they have some kind of like hypoglycemic issue. They're going to need electrolytes, they're going to need sugar, they're going to need salt, they're going to need the macronutrition, the probiotics, all of that. Okay? So, I mean, have two types of J Juice, one with the salt and the J Juice with the maple syrup, and one without. And you know that the salt is going to open up everything and make somebody either throw up, which they probably need to, make them shit their pants, which they probably need to, or make it open up their airways, okay, and get out. And it's not even open up the airways. It's almost like giving them energy to spit out what is clogging up and attacking their lungs, okay? Because the J Juice does things in a triage type of process. It's triage. Like they do triage in the freaking ER, the J Juice does triage too. So if somebody is really suffering that bad because of an attack from the COVID-19, giving them the J Juice, and straight would be great. But if it's like an animal, or you see that the animal or a person shaking so much, add the maple syrup so they get the sugar. I mean, look up what would make somebody convulse in seizures. Okay? So, I mean, I'm telling you, this is not going to be fun. And those that are afraid to shit, those are afraid to throw up, those are afraid of anything like feeling any symptoms of stuff making them feel and heal and all that, they're going to die. They're just going to die. And it's going to suck because we're going to watch it around us. But that's the whole point of J Juice, is to get it out of your body. And then Jennifer goes, people that think this is fake are dangerous. It is more than likely created program thought, and those that hold it, the patent hold the codes to the cure. No, I don't think here's the thing. There's no cure. Jennifer, there's no cure. There is no cure. Vaccines would be a cure. But even then, a vaccine wouldn't really be something at this point because it can mutate that quickly. And it won't be developed for a year. Okay, so don't get into the conspiracy side of it. Just understand what my whole point of this video is, not to produce or sustain conspiracy stuff. I could care less what the powers that be did or did not do. It doesn't even matter what kind of games people play in biotech. I don't care. The whole point is to figure out how you can use J Juice in an event. Okay? In an event. No, not even an antidote, Jennifer. Not even an antidote. No. The whole point of getting through this whole coronavirus, the whole point of getting through is to bring in the right nutrition. Okay? If there is a vaccine for it, okay, if there is one, fine, great. If some powers that be have it, fine, great. But, we don't know, and I don't even want to speculate. It's not even there's no point in speculating, Jennifer, because you have no access to it, even if it does exist. You have no access to it, so don't even worry about it. Who cares? Understand the Jilly Juice. Understand the power of the white salt energizing the micro and macronutrition with the probiotics, lactic acid. And then if somebody is in a hypoglycemic type situation where they're shaking uncontrollably, add some freaking maple syrup to add a full. Actually, you could probably just do the Jilly Juice with the maple syrup. Have one with the maple syrup and one without it, okay? All right? And have those two available, and give them intermittently to somebody. If somebody's shaking uncontrollably because of being exposed to a virus, give them first the one with the Jilly Juice without the maple syrup, and then give them with the maple syrup. Give them both types. Okay? Because that's what the IV bags are full of, dextrose and saline. Okay? So that's my whole point. My whole point is I want you guys to have some kind of solution, something that you could trust. If you can't trust anything else out there, at least trust Mother Nature with the type of chemistry that they're doing out there anyways in the hospitals, but it's now even better. It's more than just what's in the saline bags. What's more in our J Juice, because you get the micro and macro nutrition and you get the probiotics. So not only do you get saline, not only do you get the dextrose that you would get anyways in an IV bag, but now you're getting the probiotics and the micro and macronutrition to back up the electrolytes. So you're getting a powerhouse. You're getting a powerhouse. And then the body's going to triage what is the most important to go and figure out. Should you throw up? Should you shit? Should you be coughing out whatever's attacking to your lungs? That is up to the body to determine, but you have to give the body what it needs to determine those types of choices. Okay? So, this is why the Jilly Juice was born, because they know at some point you cannot trust authority out there because they're not going to be around. They're going to be dealing with people who have the most severe conditions based upon their triage. And your friend, your mom, your dad, your husband, your wife may not fall into that priority. So you can let them die, or you can do everything you can to save your family. That's what it comes down to. Who cares? Let me tell you, you're going to survive no matter what if you understand the J Juice protocol. But if you don't understand the J Juice protocol, you'll fall into the conspiracy world and want to blame and then put no focus on taking care of yourself, of your body, mind, and spirit, or your friends and family's body, mind, and spirit. You'll be too busy playing conspiracy. And I had those people yesterday that I took off. She said, oh yeah, it's Illuminati. I'm like, you know what? This is a very non-productive thread. I'm deleting it. And then she defriended me. Because I didn't buy into her conspiracy bullshit, because she has no interest in taking care of herself. She had more interest in passing around conspiracies and blaming than she is in taking care of herself and promoting Jilly Juice. I mean, if you're going to promote something, promote Jilly Juice. If you're going to promote something, promote a fucking solution, not more of a problem. So that's why the whole Jilly Juice has changed. We're not blaming. We're not playing sides. We're not doing anything like that. We're saying, okay, we know there are things that are going on out there. This could have been naturally done. This could have been accidentally done. Doesn't matter. The body can adapt to any condition. So as long as it has the strength to be able to rise to the level of its environment. And those that have weaknesses will have the most problem adapting. Those that are so strong will feel the environment, but they will have no trouble adapting. My dog can adapt to this environment with a little help. Okay, because she's been on the J Juice for a long time. Some of you have animals and people and kids. They're going to have a hard time adapting, but at least with the J Juice, the body's going to go into triage and figure out what it needs to go and deal with first. And if the COVID-19 virus is what's attacking their lungs, the J Juice is going to help get and fight that specific battle. It's not going to be like, okay, I'm going to take care of this little battle on your foot first, which is like not even a priority. I've had like things like pains and things that come up like way later on the protocol that didn't get addressed in the beginning. In the beginning, I had like headaches in the beginning. I had the hemorrhoids. I had the yeast infections. Oh my God. I had little rashes come up in the beginning. I had, oh my God, like trauma, stress, and all that stuff come up in the beginning. And then I saw things, throughout the protocol, that things I've forgotten about because it wasn't a priority at the beginning. The body will deal with the most severe first. Okay? I just give like a little cotton ball Melrose, and then I squeeze it down her throat, or you can mix it in the food, okay, with their favorite food. So you can take the juice, you can take the solids and mix it. So, and then, or what I've done is mix or taken the cotton ball. And that's called a non-invasive ventilator. Okay, someone's asking what that is. All right. But anyways, so the body's going to determine what is the most priority. And then Jennifer goes, a good point. There's no point in focusing on the story of who, what, where, when. Yeah. Because no matter what, you're going to survive whatever's out there. Jennifer, you're going to survive whatever's out there. As long as they're not coming in and taking you away and putting you in a gas chamber, you'll be okay. As long as they're not taking you and shooting you and you have no choice, you're going to be okay. So any kind of biological warfare that goes on out there, it's going to go after the weak. Okay? It's going to go after the weak. And so, and then Kate goes, my body decided yesterday that it had to get rid of things from the top and the bottom. Felt really rough yesterday, but feeling much better today. Oh yeah. I'm telling you, it's not going to be fun if you have nobody, or if you have people in your life that is not being able to be seen by a doctor because here's the thing. When you take your friend or family to the hospital and they're admitted, but they're not being seen, they're not going to take their friend and family out. That's what it's going to come down to. And so they're going to have to be quarantined. So either way, if you're gonna be quarantined at home and they go into something and then you call and say, hey, I don't know how they're going to determine who's able to come in. I don't know. I have no idea how it's going to happen. But at least now you have some kind of solution. Because if you don't have any kind of solution, then you're going to be left to the devices of the powers that be, whether it's Mother Nature or Mother Nature's couriers and messengers. And humans are Mother Nature's messengers. Okay? Every human is a messenger from Mother Nature in some form or another, and then you have the ability to counter it or adapt to it. And that's based upon where you are on the spectrum of life and death. If you are towards the death, then you won't counter anything. You'll just let it happen. But if you are a fighter for life, you won't adapt to cancer. Those that are weak will adapt to cancer, and then they will pass away from it. So anyways, a lot of people are not taking it seriously, like this Lisa Putman Kane. She goes, there's so much conflicting information. You read something like this is concerning, but then followed by 10 posts say, oh, wash your hands. You know, and if your gut is all messed up, then you'll never know. If your gut is messed up, you won't know what to believe. You won't know what to believe. Trust your gut and do what you got to do. But don't deny. You know, that's people who we deal with. It's people like Lisa Putman Kane. Like, oh, I hear so much information. They're so overwhelmed by information that they can't even trust their own gut. They can't even trust their own gut. And if you can't trust your own gut, you're a goner anyways. If your gut is that polluted where you can't even trust to save your own freaking life, then, you know, I feel sorry for those that can't even trust their own gut. I gotta write that down. If you can't even trust your own gut, good luck. And that's what it comes down to. That's why people do the Jilly Juice, because you have to be able to trust your gut. And if you can't trust your gut and you're so in denial and you're so into questioning everything, then you will listen to whoever's out there. You won't trust yourself or your gut. And then guess what? You'll second guess yourself and you'll end up like those that are going to be waiting for someone to tell them what to do. So anyways, this is fucking serious. This is so serious. It's so serious. It's so serious. I guess it hasn't hit. I thought maybe we had the coronavirus. I mean, I think we do have cases here, but we haven't seen the deluge yet. But it's eventually it's going to happen. How they're going to hide it, I don't know. At some point, it's going to be very hard to hide. Okay? And intuition, yes, is our bigger superpower, but some people can't even trust their own intuition because their gut is so messed up. They want to second guess it because they don't want to believe. They want to, yeah. So I don't know. I feel bad for those, but whatever. I mean, I do the best I can to help people out. And those that want to ignore and jeer at me and make fun of me and not believe me because they think I'm like whatever. Hey, that's your own freaking funeral. It's your own funeral. But I'm telling you that the Jilly Juice is almost the same, if not totally better, than the IV bags that people get when they're in the hospital getting stabilized. Okay? So, and I found out another recipe to even add on top of that, which is adding the maple syrup. So, you know, yeah. So anyway, so that's what I say. Just have the white salt recipe with the Jilly Juice with the ratios that I have, the new ratios, and then have one with the maple syrup. Okay. And you know what? May the odds be all in your favor because this is the true Hunger Games. This is the true Hunger Games. This is what a lot of ways what I've been studying the last couple of years through all the different conspiracy world. Though I would say there's certain things in the conspiracy world that I would say, okay, there's some truth to it. Others, I'm saying, no, not really. And if you could substantiate in certain ways without speculating, but you can substantiate, yeah, this is true. This is like, it is like a Hunger Games. It's like, it's every man for themselves. It's not like you're in some kind of battle with swords, but you're in the battle with the elements. You're in the battle with your body. And if you're not equipped like Katniss, who is very equipped, then you will lose. If you are very equipped like Katniss, and you know your body, mind, and spirit, and you have doing the J Juice, you are armed just like Katniss in the Hunger Games. You will win the war. So there's a lot of similarities to like the Hunger Games and all that. It doesn't have to be in a specific scenario like the Hunger Games, but this is kind of like, yes, this is a battle, but this is an individual battle. And then we are pooling our resources to say, okay, this is where you get the salt, this is where you get, this is how you sort of prepare, but I don't know how much you would prepare. I don't know how long you prepare for. But somebody's got to be strong in each household. Somebody has got to be strong. Okay. So anyways, that's fine, Julie Rose. Yeah, there was yesterday's video or the day before. A friend of mine's dog was shaking uncontrollably. And so they gave the J Juice, but that wasn't enough. And then we're thinking, like, what would be in an IV? Well, first of all, we had to Google what would cause someone to shake, and it's hypoglycemia. And hypoglycemia is where a major drop in blood sugar. And if you don't bring the blood sugar levels up, they will go into a neuronal death. You're not getting sugar to your brain, and your brain needs sugar. And so when you have a hypoglycemic type of attack, then yeah, you have to feed the animal as well as the human sugar. Okay. And so I this person's friend first gave their animal the J Juice and then added the maple syrup. Okay. And the maple syrup did the trick. And so that's why I'm saying now it makes sense why the maple syrup did the trick with the J Juice is because the IV bags have dextrose in it, has saline in it. And then you're getting on top of that with the J Juice, you're getting the probiotics, the micro and macronutrition. And all of that. So it's even better. Okay. So maple syrup would be the extra added glucose. Okay. So anyway, so this is my dog, Sugar. So her name was Sugar for a reason. She's doing awesome. She's a good girl. She's just chilling away. So you guys, if you have animals, pets, people, and you don't have access to, I don't know, if we get to a point where it's the hospitals are overrun, everything is overrun, then now you have the answer in a jar, because what else are you going to do? What else are you going to do? Allow the body to work the way it's supposed to, or think that you need to depend upon all these non-invasive or invasive practices, okay? And then let me read this from, what did Melrose say? I haven't bought a vitamin or supplement since coming into your group. I don't know how many years ago. The peace of mind and money you have saved me. Flipping is unreal. It has put my mind at ease on so many levels. I can't thank you enough. This is such good advice. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, hey, you're welcome. Okay, because we know that the medical establishment does save people. They just don't save everybody, because not everybody has the capacity to be saved. They don't have what it takes to really, work on their own. And so there's only so much that the medical establishment can do. Okay, so I know that in those IV bags, there is sugar in them. And the only thing that's missing in the J Juice is the maple syrup, or is the sugar. But people have such sugar issues, or they have a lot of fungus, that I don't want people getting so much sugar and feeding the fungus. However, some people do need it. That's why we killed off the diet, because some people need pasta. Some people need sugar. Okay. So instead of adding sugar to the J Juice, all right, and then having the diet where you're avoiding sugar and avoiding carbs and all that stuff, let's just keep the diet and have the J Juice be the J Juice However, now you're dealing with people who are not even doing J juice. You need to have a combination of everything that's in the saline bags, plus then the micro and macronutrients and the probiotics. So you're getting a powerhouse. And then you say, hey, your body's going to triage what's most important. You might shit, you might throw up, and you might be loosening up all that crap, all the fluid, and trying to fix your lungs, okay, from the damage from the coronavirus, and it's going to suck. You're going to be spewing out some green, black, who knows what the hell you're going to be coughing up. And that's the reality. That's the freaking reality. So that's something you have to warn your friends and family when if you say, hey, I want to save your life, but this is how it's going to be done. This is a triage. This is the liquid triage. And it has everything you would get in an IV bag, plus then you would get the micro macronutrition and the probiotics. That's how you sell it. I mean, I hate saying it's selling it, but that's how you characterize it, and that's how you represent it, because that's what it is. Okay, so whatever. Here's the thing: no matter what, if someone is afraid to even feel or heal, just let them do what they got to do. Don't force it down. Don't make anyone want to fight for their life if they don't want to. Okay, but at least you know you have it. And when someone is facing something like, they have major lung, like if they're under quarantine and there's no one available, and they're feeling so much pressure in their lungs, they don't want to die. They don't want to die. And they have nothing to lose by drinking something that has cabbage water, salt, probiotics, and maple syrup. There's nothing to lose with that concoction. A sensible person would take advice from that. A non-sensible person would be like, fuck you, I want a doctor. Okay, fine. But there's no doctors available, so what are you going to do? I don't care. Fine. You've done everything you could. And then you walk away. You let them do what they got to do. You make them comfortable. And then that's all you can do. Okay? So that's what I have to offer today. I got things to do, but I wanted to give you that. If anything, under all of these crazy times, you guys got to have something in your arsenal. And this is more than what most people have out there. So count your blessings. I know you guys do, but count your blessings even more so. Okay? So you guys have a great day. And just hope for the best, prepare for the worst. And just be on your game. Act quickly. If you deny that this is going on, you're not going to act quickly, and you're going to allow people to die around you. Now, I'm not saying that it's your fault they do, but if you don't do 100% within your power, short of forcing them, then you haven't done your job as a human, as a friend or a family member, as far as if you're living with them. If your friend is having issues and they're across the way and they don't call you, then you won't know. They call you, even then you don't have enough capacity to really, really help them out. They're not going to call you now with the J juice. They're probably not going to call you for the J juice, when they are facing a major imminent situation. They're going to call 911 and then hope that somebody gets to them in time. Hope. Or they're going to talk to someone in their own world, say, hey, go call 911. But they're probably not going to call you. Okay? So it's really the people that you live with, people that are around you 24/7, or at least, 50% of the time. That's who it is that you are catering to, that you must be aware. And it's either your animal, your kids, or your husband or your wife, or somebody that your in-law, or your family member. And they could be across the way, and they probably would call you if they were in danger. Okay? So that's my advice. Good luck. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.